So if there's one thing more American than fireworks on the 4th, it's public outcry when weather messes with those fireworks shows because of bad weather, like what happened this weekend. Some shows were delayed, others still being rescheduled, others flat out canceled. So we were wondering how these decisions were made and who pays when things go sideways. Tonight, Kent has some answers.
The 4th of July was the first day
Downtown is really busy during this event.
of the 9-day Lakeville Festival known as Panoprog.
Panorama of Progress. It's been around since the 50s.
But Joe Massiarchin says the big kickoff for the annual event
We call it pop.
suddenly lost its pop on Saturday.
Wind and rain actually knocked off some of the protection for the fireworks themselves, so there was some water damage. And at that point, it was determined it was not safe to move forward with the show.
But the $40,000 show planned for the King Park baseball fields isn't a total wash. It will now end the festival with a bang on July 12th.
A week delay, ultimately, to close out our 4th of July festivities.
When these types of big shows get even rescheduled, it sounds expensive.
It's not for us as the community. There is a cost, obviously, for the provider.
That provider is RES Pyro, the company behind nearly all of the fireworks shows you'll see in Minnesota. On Saturday alone, they had 34 shows scheduled, and the CEO says they fielded 90 weather-related calls in just 2 hours. Many, including the big show in St. Paul, were delayed due to weather, but ultimately went off, while several, including shows in Chanhassen, Prior Lake, Elk River, and of course Lakeville, were rescheduled.
From the city's perspective and where we would have to incur additional cost, it's going to be from, remobilizing streets and utilities and police and fire and parks and all of those things. I would say in this scenario, though, we knew that the show was going to be able to be canceled early enough that we weren't running into overtime. So it was really just making sure that the site itself was secured for the night.
But he says it will cost RES Pyro a whole lot more in labor alone.
Everything had to go. Once they actually drop in all of the fireworks, all the mortars and everything, it can't stay unattended. And so at that point, everything was removed. It all comes back in. At the end, we want the residents to get what, they had originally expected. So
And what you paid for.
And we paid for, right, exactly. Well, I didn't.
Yeah.
Now, the CEO of RES Pyro, Will Wallace, was going to do an interview with me about this on camera today, but as you might imagine, he is slammed right now trying to manage the scheduling fallout here. They put on roughly 500 shows a year, and rescheduling them is beyond complicated, especially with entire fireworks shows to disassemble, repair, and now reassemble, maybe in days or weeks, Jana.
What a headache for a storm that came on fast and furious. Does Will, I know he was busy, did he have any idea what it cost that company?
He says ultimately they'll determine that, but he's not really worried about that right now. He's more worried about what it takes to get it back online. He said, for example, he was supposed to light off in Prior Lake on Saturday. They delayed one day, but they had to be there until 3 a.m. in order to get everything disassembled, fixed, and do what usually takes months in building a show, get that back online for Sunday. And they did it.
Oof, note to self, I don't think that my second career is going to be in pyrotechnics. It sounds complicated.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
thanks for clearing it all up, Kent. We appreciate you. We'll